Ronald D. Moore goes back to space here on Rich Reviews. Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews, and what I want to read for you now is the last of, there may be one more TV review after this, and a couple more movie reviews, and then it's done for 2019. And now it's For All of Mankind, the first of the Apple TV Plus shows that I've been watching. I'll probably watch a couple others, but maybe I won't review them. How this show came about is actually quite interesting. Ronald D. Moore was having lunch with one very legendary astronaut who basically said to him, okay, what would happen if Russia landed on the moon first, and how would that play out? And Ronald D. Moore went with that idea. When I first saw the original teaser, I thought, okay, this is interesting. When I saw the full trailer, I found myself thinking, yeah, I have to see how this plays out. The comment section was not nice to this trailer, but as the series wears on, I've come to really dig and love this series. So basically, in 1969, the Russians land on the moon first. Granted, would it be celebrated for everyone, not just the Russians, but for all the people of the Earth? Probably so. But here, it's basically enduring of national pride. Basically, in one of the more interesting things that's going on in this series, they throw Wernher von Braun, at least in this universe, under the bus. Now, of course, Wernher von Braun, they expose what is Nazi past. Now, clearly, of course, everyone seems to know in this universe about his past. In that universe, they don't. So, also in this universe, the Vietnam War gets ended early in 1970. Now, apparently, this series covers 1969 to 1974. And, of course, in that period, we do get some appropriate era music, which I'll go into. Basically, Russia lands on the moon first. We meet some historical characters, Deke Slayton, Gene Kranz, obviously Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and a couple other people I seem to forget. Then we meet the fictional characters, one played by Joel Kinnaman, another played by Jodie Belfour, Chanel Van Zanten, Ren Schmidt, who are all there guiding the space program, or at least in Chanel Van Zanten's case, a housewife. Gordo as well, who's a heck-raising astronaut who cheats on his wife, and his wife gives him hell for that. And then after the Soviets land a woman on the moon, Nixon is like, God dang it, we need to get a woman on the moon, I don't care how you do it. And basically, Gene Kranz gets the mic drop of the series here by basically saying, yeah, does anyone tell the president that we don't have any female astronauts? And basically their response is, yeah. He realizes every talk show, every magazine, every newspaper is telling him that. And so basically, we finally meet the female astronauts, and it's basically a decade of when regular female astronauts will eventually be applying to NASA. Basically, Buzz Aldrin is basically sexist, and what he says is actually true. And if you actually look up in an interview what he said, that's actually correct. And basically, we do meet the female astronauts, Daniel Poole, who's black and works in the computer room, and she's basically a diversity hire for 2019. We also meet Tracy Stevens, who's the wife of Gordo. Basically, would anyone want their wives working where they are? I don't really know. We also meet Molly Cobb, played by, Sonia Walger from Lost. Hooray! Although she's the only one that's loosely based on an actual character. There was a D woman who beat out most men and female in the top 2% of astronaut training, though she never got to go to the moon, and there's an episode dedicated to her, who she amazingly enough died just in 2019 alone, so that is a nice little dedication for you. I meet Jodie Balfour as a woman who is fairly well off, but she wants to become an astronaut, and those are the prime candidates there, and basically Molly Cobb gets to go to the moon, and she gets to be immortalized, and Joel Kinnaman is like, yeah, Molly Cobb doesn't like men all that much, and basically we do come to realize who is actually indeed a lesbian this time, and yes, it's a nice little fake out. At the same time, for that person, there's always prejudice, and also the fact that, yes, the Russians can easily blackmail you. And I think there's some appropriate era songs here. At least in one case, there's a David Bowie song, and this series ends with a postscript in 1983 with Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears and Fears. It's interesting to see that, oh yes, Nixon happens to get the war ended early in Vietnam in 1970, but he loses out to Ted Kennedy. But of course, at the same time, he gets caught with Mary Jo Kopechne, who would, if it's in the real universe, would actually die in Chappaquiddick. But of course, Teddy's a naughty boy, and hey, look, she's a loyal mistress. And, then of course, by 1974, Ted Kennedy's pissed off at chicken shit operations and feelings that have been going on in NASA, and he's being haggard by Ronald Reagan of all people. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, if Ronald Reagan gets in 77, by 1983 he'll be well into his second term. Personal believer that in my lifetime we will be going to Mars. First Man, and maybe to a lesser extent that documentary Apollo 11 really showed you what it's like to be cramped in there, particularly First Man, because any bolt could just get loose and you'd be just flying into space. And particularly Chanel Van Zandt, Joel Kinnaman characters, how he's all macho but he's not really a great dad, and she sort of at the end of the series is like, I don't really know any of these people. I'm just there. I'm just here. I just truly believe that this is one of the best series I think I've ever seen about space, outside of, maybe Apollo 11. And granted, I haven't seen a lot of space series. I'm a sci-fi buff in and of itself. I think Ronald D. Moore has 7 seasons planned out at 10 episodes apiece. So does each season cover like 5-6 years period, and then immediately jump forward. So folks, for all mankind, have you seen this? What did you think? Please put everything in the comment box below, folks. I'm on Twitter at MichaelRich2 for whatever reason. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought of this series in the comment box below here, folks. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray.